Just
G'day,
before
everyone.
we get into the episode, which is a goodie, having a look at the clock, we clocked in at, oh my God, about 40 minutes,
Yep.
45. So you know it's good when we start dribbling like that.
Yeah.
I just want to say before we get into it, if you haven't already, join the Facebook group.
Yeah, jump on the Facebook, search up the Donnies.
Absolutely. The Donnies, it's in our link tree on Instagram.
All you got to do is join it, answer one simple question, and you're in.
You're in. It's a very important question, though, and if you get it wrong, you will not get entry into this very private and exclusive group.
Yeah.
But I
Secrets.
reckon we're going to sponsor the pod with the group for the next few weeks to really get that humming.
I think
and
so
it's good.
too.
And as you go through this podcast, there's stuff from the group throughout, so you can be involved.
Yeah, jump in, boys, get involved.
The Donnie Sports Podcast.
Looking good, George. Looking good, brother. Welcome back to the Donnie Sports Podcast with names that we cannot reveal at this stage.
It's a secret. Oh, no.
You're probably wondering, if you're looking on the YouTube, why we look like this and why my glasses are already so foggy. It's
Pretty standard.
It's a little bit to do with the balaclavas and a lot to do with the fact that I'm just nervous.
Look, we're gonna lay out our plan. I think.
Well, the reason that we look like criminals is because
We
quite
are.
simply, we're going to go down to Wollongong. We're going to save Ben Hunt. We're going to steal Ben Hunt.
I think so. I think it's time he came back.
Well, someone's got to do something about it, and it's not going to be Hook.
He's doing a whole lot of nothing down there at the moment.
I think the problem is he's been down there for so long, he doesn't understand the trouble he's in. It's Stockholm syndrome, I think.
I think so.
I'm fogging up like a bitch. So
Well, look, we're gonna go down there. We're gonna take Ben Hunt back.
National Treasure style.
Yep.
Do my glasses actually give away who I am? Maybe
A little bit.
Basically, we're going to go down to Wollongong. We're going to get that Queensland icon. We're going to bring him back up here to Queensland.
I think so.
The Dolphins are in dire need of a halfback.
Oh, yes.
The Dragons clearly don't want one.
Yep.
We're going to bring him back up to Brisbane. We're going to save Ben Hunt.
I like it.
And the only way to do that is by breaking and entering into Wynn Stadium.
I think we can do it. I've seen Ben Hunt. He's not that big, surely. Two blokes.
This is the thing with Benny, is he's got that Queenslander never say die attitude.
Yep.
So he's going to stay there as long as he needs to get the job done.
Yep.
You're not going to be able to get the job done, Benny. It's time to say die.
They've given you an impossible task down there, mate. It's not going to happen. Sometimes you do have to cut your losses.
You do. And I'm not going to sit by and watch any longer while Ben Hunt, frankly, wastes his career in Wollongong when he could come up here and save the Dolphins.
Ben Hunt, we're coming for you, mate. Don't worry. The boys are inbound.
Can I take mine off now?
Yeah, I'm going to cut my losses on this fucking stocking. Look at it. Look like a condom.
Oh, that's so much better. I hope they have CCTV up here at the cave.
Holy shit.
What a great way to start an audio podcast. If you weren't watching before on the YouTube, we've just given you a great reason to go watch on YouTube. But welcome back to the Donnie Sports Podcast with Tommy and Jord.
G'day, everyone. I can see you again.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah.
We are here at the best and greatest pub in the world, the Caxton Hotel. Whether
Once again.
they might not fully endorse the robbery of Ben Hunt, but regardless, I think it's something that has to be done.
I think a little bit of money under the table might have come from them. Just when it happened. One Queenslander to another.
Should we get into it? Should we talk about the weekend of footy that was?
I think so, yeah.
Because there's a lot we're going to talk about. Obviously, this is the sports pod.
Yep.
If you like what we're doing, we're going to be on the Friday pod too.
Yeah, once again, everyone, this is now split up.
Yep.
We've got a Wednesday and a Friday.
We've got 2 Christmases, baby. 2 mums, 2 dads. Well, I don't know how that works.
Two mums and two dads.
But on Sunday afternoon was one of the craziest games of footy I've ever seen. That was a derby, whatever you want to call it.
Go Derby.
For it to go down like that.
Yeah.
And you know things are getting rough down there in Wollongong. Listen to this headline.
Yeah.
Anthony Griffith's Dragons future laid bare in a 39-word press conference. When they start counting your words, your days are numbered too.
How much can you get done in 39 words?
There's not much you can do in 39 words. I don't think... What else is there to say? I mean, look at the coaching record of Hook down there in Wollongong.
Yeah.
51 games coached, 21 wins, 30 losses. That's a 41% win rate.
I mean, it's not too bad, I guess.
It's less than the pass
I mean,
rate.
look, Hunt could do his press conferences 4 words, I reckon.
What's that?
Fuck this, I quit.
Tommy Jord, save me. That's another 4 that he could probably...
Where's
We're
my
on the
stocking?
way, Benny. We're
Where's
on
my
the way.
stocking?
Well, I'll say, what's the equivalent of a 40% effort that you could do at work and get away with?
I guess just showing up
I think
2.5 days a week.
That's a 2.5 day a week thing.
I get fired for that though.
I mean, Hook's not even showing up 1 day a week. There's
not a lot you could do 40% and not get fired.
No, not a lot at all. And how ironic his name is Hook. I mean, that's probably a point that's been played out all time, but
it's a bit unfortunate.
It's about to happen. I don't want to get too down on the Dragons because obviously we don't want to tip them off that we're coming down. They don't want to.
Yeah.
Unless we have done that already, I'm not sure.
I think that might have done it. The balaclava and the fucking stocking over the head. Yeah, I think so.
Another story I wanted to get into.
Yep.
Su'ali'i.
Yeah.
Going to rugby.
Yep.
What the fuck? What the fuck, Joey?
Yeah.
Raise
a lot of eyebrows.
1.6 million they're paying him to go play union.
You'd do it, wouldn't you?
I'd do anything for $1.6
Absolutely.
million. I mean, literally anything.
1.6 is a lot of money.
I'd kidnap Ben Hunt for 1.6. I'd do it for less.
We were doing it for free.
I'd do it for free. I'd do it for Queensland Spirit alone.
We were going to do it for the content.
But it got me thinking.
Yeah.
1.6 mil, lots have been said about it.
Yep.
Gussie's saying he can go now.
He's
Listen,
fed up with him,
if I ran an NRL club that played against Su'ali'i, I'd probably tell him to leave too. Very, very good from the wise man there. But got me thinking, what other things could you buy for 1.6 million? Because Brandon Smith came out and said you could have done a lot more for grassroots rugby.
Yep.
You could have done a lot more to help out rugby union than spend it on Su'ali'i.
And I agree with him, to be honest.
Well, there's lots of things. I mean, we both got lists here of...
Yeah, did a bit of thinking. What can you do with 1.6 million?
Yeah, a shopping list, if you want, that we can hand over to Rugby Australia so they can understand where they might have gone wrong and what they could... It's not too late to pull out. We'd love him to stay in the NRL.
Yeah, better things you could have spent your money on rugby. Here it is.
Well, you let me know what your first one is.
All right, my first one is, this is directly for Union.
Yep.
I've got rent a crowd.
Yeah,
so
right,
$50 an hour, you got 3 hours for a game.
Yeah.
You can get 10,500 people there.
Well, what you've done there is you've doubled their current attendance.
Exactly.
Well, that's good for...
I've raised an army for rugby here. 10,000 strong army.
Well, on that, what they might do if they had another 1.6 million spare.
Yep.
You said 10,000 in the crowd?
I did 10.5.
Well, for $1.6 million, you can give 2,666 of them a new pair of R.M. Williams boots.
Fucking
a new pair. I know that's what they're all wearing already, so you can give them a new pair. I mean, the 2,066, that was based on the amount of fans the Waratahs are going to get to their home games this year. So I was going to give the whole Waratahs fan base over the course of a season a new pair of RMs. But I like your rent-a-crowd mode.
That's how you get them in.
Well, I can come close to your 10,000.
Yep.
8,000 Ralph Lauren puffer vests coming into winter. The rugby crowd are going to need them. They're going to need the Ralph Lauren puffer vest in the rugby union. It's something that's money wasted in the NRL.
They love them, mate.
In the NRL, it's money wasted.
I don't think we'd ever
It's
see
pissed
one.
into the wind in the NRL. But down there in the union world, could you imagine how far out 8,000 Ralph Lauren puffer vests could go?
If they ever released like rugby branded puffer vests,
it's game over.
It's game over.
It's game over.
That's how you raise another 1.6 million, and you spend it on this.
Yeah.
I've got Suncorp last on Friday.
Yep.
Sold out.
Yep.
So you could buy 165,803 4Xs at Suncorp.
Oh, what are we doing?
It's about 3.15 per person there on Friday.
Well, there you go. And that's well, the only problem with that. So you said 3.5 4Xs per person.
3.15.
3.15 for the people that were at Suncorp.
Yep.
The problem is if you're going to get 51,000 people, sit them down to watch an international rugby game, you're going to need to give them more than 3 mid-strength beers.
Yeah, that's
You're going to
very
need
true.
to give them, I don't know, it's got to be almost illicit.
I mean,
to really make them sit there and watch it. You got to get on the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
It's vodka, it's techie at that point.
it's a weird game. I can't follow it.
Well, I got one last one before you hit me with your last one.
Okay.
The last thing that you can spend $1.6 million on to help Rugby Union Australia is 10,000 Wallabies jerseys to just pretend for a second that you have 10,000 Wallabies fans. Just pretend for a second. I mean, you'd be looking pretty sharp if we were able to get 1.6 million times 3. I obviously don't know what that is because I am a league fan, and so obviously I'm out of my depth there. But if you were to get a new pair of for 3 Su'ali'is on the wing, you could get 2,600 RM Williams, 8,000 puffer vests, and 10,000 jerseys. And you say the first 2,666 if you're coming through the gates, you get the triple stack.
You've decked out the crowd.
I like that a lot, I reckon.
I don't mind that. Well, I've gone a bit left field here. This doesn't help rugby at all.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably for the best, really.
But I've got one here. You can get round-the-world flights for you and 9 of your mates. We're going to Singapore, London, New York, LA, and back to Brisbane. You can do that 43 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about going to all those cities 43 times?
What's that?
All times you'd never have to watch a Union game. Every time you could skip it every time. And never, ever watch a game of rugby union.
Yeah.
Not on the TV, not in the stands.
No one would even know what you were talking about.
Wow, 43 round the world trips.
For 10 people.
Is that just like touching down in the city and moving on?
Well, it's just flights. I didn't factor in accommodation here.
To be fair, you half that. You're having a pretty good 20.
Absolutely. You do that once.
1.5 trips.
You do that once and you're having a fantastic time.
For you and 10 of your mates.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
There you go. There you go, rugby. That's what you spend your money on. Should have given it to us. We know how to use it.
And I'm not saying that Sulit is not a talent. He's obviously a talent. And you need talents in the game. Something that they've sorely lacked for 20, 30 years.
Honestly, it was probably a marketing play, which is, I can't remember who said that. I think it was NRL 360. They were just saying it's a marketing play. Get a big name and people will follow, people talk about it, which we are.
Not in probably the way that they were expecting.
I'm not going to watch it. Did you see what Vlandy said about him?
No.
I haven't got anything to back this up.
Yeah, which is the perfect way to quote things.
He pretty much just said it's a boring game and it's not going to work. And
it's such a boring game.
And he'll be back in like 2 years.
And like this is nothing against Klutz and Jeeps and everyone like that goes and they play 6th grade rugby, 5th grade rugby. That's grassroots sport and I'll always back grassroots
It's
sports.
probably very fun to play.
I bet it's fun to play.
Yeah.
It looks fun to play. But as far as international rugby goes, from the outside looking in, they're one of the most out of touch, at least Rugby Australia. I've seen like the other countries like South Africa and the Kiwis, like they've got a lot on lock. That's the whole country.
Yeah.
But here, there's just too much other shit going on to convince us that you're allowed to make calls on the field without telling us what it is.
Yeah. Isn't it fucking weird? It's bizarre.
At least we've got a guy going 10 meters. Fuck, you probably could have paid him 1.6 mil. He could have given you some voiceovers. Fuck me, you need that more than Joey Suoliti.
Just a rule book. How many rule books can you buy for 1.6 million?
just on a pamphlet. Moving on.
Yep.
The Dragons, obviously getting pumped. Like, we're back on this, but I will only touch on it briefly because it was a derby and it got me thinking like how embarrassing to go down like that in a derby, right?
And keep switching it up. Just pick one, derby or derby.
I can't. It's bilingual.
Right. Okay.
Well, I'm bilingual.
Sure. Moving on.
Anyway, in the derby, the thing with the derby is the biggest. So I've gone through and I've looked up what are some of the biggest one-sided derby wins all time.
Okay.
The first one is going to sting. But it's worth noting because it's probably the only league relevant one on here that's like worth talking about on this podcast.
Yeah.
Broncos Cowboys 1998 it would be, I'm afraid.
Yep.
58-4 to the Broncos.
Fuck.
That's a big day.
Yeah.
That's a big day.
Fuck, they've done well there. Was that Suncorp?
It would have been at the old Suncorp at that point.
Yeah, true.
Back when it was just Lang Park.
Yeah.
Moving on, Packers Bears. One of the biggest rivalries ever, right?
Mate, Rodgers owns the Bears. A question on Rodgers just real quick as a side note.
Absolutely.
Does his ownership of the Bears transfer to the Jets when he moves to the Jets as well? Or does it stay with him?
I wonder would he have to sell his stake?
I don't know.
To move from... Well, no, you don't... I don't know wouldn't sell his stake just because you're acquiring another thing. Because he currently owns the Jets also. He's making all the decisions on the Jets board.
That's true.
So he currently is the owner of 2 NFL clubs.
He's doing well.
He's doing very well. I don't know if you would have to... I think he still technically owns the Bears because it will probably happen that the Jets do play the Bears eventually.
Yeah, okay. All right. So his ownership transfers with him. All right. I'm glad we got to the bottom of that. Moving on.
That's probably a question that we'd have to bring up with the Broncos owner.
That's true.
So like he'll call up. He might answer that next week.
Yeah.
I know we got a call from him today.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably a question for the Broncos owner. A mere mortal like me, I'm just a fan.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to really get involved with the nitty gritty like that.
It's above my pay grade.
Well above my pay grade. You need to pay me at least 1.5, maybe 1.6 on the nose for something like that, maybe.
All right, Packers versus Bears.
Packers Bears 2004.
Yep.
55-14 to the Packers.
Correct.
That is a brutal tailing
Yeah.
up, especially in the NFL, to score 55 points.
When was it? 04?
04. That's almost mercy rules.
Start of his ownership, I think.
Yeah, that might have been
remember when
the
he
day
started.
that he made the purchase, perhaps. That might have been the buying day. And you know what happens? You take it off the lot and it fucked up straight away. Only 14 points out of it the day that you buy it.
Yeah. Drops half its value that day.
Another big one, Yankees Red Sox. I don't know how many people that listen to the pod listen to or watch the MLB. I quite like it. It's an easy one to watch at work. If you're into it, very, very easy to watch at work.
I used to put home run hitter bets on. You'd pick a game and you'd pick 3 home run hitters. You'd multi it.
Oh, yeah?
And it paid like $8.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I love watching the MLB. It's actually a really easy watch. Yankees Red Sox, one of the biggest rivalries all time in sports. 2001, the Yankees beat them 22-1.
Fuck.
22 home runs to 1 across 9 innings. That is very, very brutal. And for those that watch cricket a lot, that probably doesn't make a lot of sense. But most MLB games, you're probably looking at, I don't know, 9-4.
Yeah.
You know? So 22-1 is pretty huge.
It's fucking spanking.
Yeah, it's a massive
Was this-
spanking.
what
The
month?
fact that you have to stay out there for the 9 innings too.
What
At
month?
least in cricket, you can get run out or whatever.
What month was this in?
I actually don't know. I only have it since 2001.
I'd be interested to know.
Why is that?
I don't know. Just was a really city pride going on.
I don't
grim.
What's the month got to do with it?
Yankees 2001, New York.
You just always have a funny way of bringing this podcast back to death.
I gotta take it. I gotta take it dark.
Sorry. Moving on. Another huge spanking in a derby. This one was actually this year.
Okay.
Liverpool versus United. Massive game. Always watch Liverpool versus Manchester United. One of the most watched games in the world. Those listening probably know Liverpool spanked them 7-0 this year.
That's a lot for soccer.
That is a lot for soccer.
Yeah,
lot for
and they're
soccer.
both pretty good teams.
They're definitely, but they're big 6 clubs. Yeah, 7-0 in that. But one of the ones that I wanted to touch on, this one also stings a little bit.
Yep.
It's the Ashes.
Right.
All right, so this might hurt at the start, but then as we carry on, you'll see why I've brought the pain here. All right, so the most runs to win an Ashes game was by England. Mm-hmm. It was 675 runs they beat us by. All right, 675 runs. So that's not including runs and innings. That's just straight runs.
What year was that?
That was in 1928.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
The other reason it doesn't matter is the next 10 biggest wins in the Ashes. Aussie, baby. We spanked them every time.
Let's go, boys.
Every time. And we go 562 runs, 409 runs, 405 runs, 384, 382, 381, 377, 365. It's all Aussie all the time.
Fucking well done, boys.
381 was only as recent as 2013. 2015, we spanked them by 405.
Not bad.
That's cricket.
In Lords, too.
In Lords. In your house. But that's the biggest.
Well, how's that?
Obviously, that's not over the course of the whole thing. That's just of that one test.
Yeah.
675 they spanked us by.
Yeah.
But when you tally all the other ones up, you count that.
I'm okay with that. 1928.
I'll take one bad lick
It's nearly 100
for a
years
lot
ago.
of good licks.
Yeah. People move on.
Move on.
Yeah. Grow up.
You wanted to talk about the year of the Supercoach.
It is the year of the Supercoach.
And not Supercoach
And look-
the fantasy game, which is
No.
clearly not your year.
No.
In that's a very bad time for you.
I had a win on the weekend, but
Okay.
I've had whatever. I had a couple injuries. But yeah, year of the Supercoach. So we've got the Dolphins. We've got Wayne Bennett. Not a great time to bring it up. Dolphins just had a loss on the weekend.
Big time.
But
We'll get into it on the Friday pod, I'm sure.
yeah, we were both there separately, but we were there. So Bennett at the Dolphins, big surprises out of the gate. Come out getting wins when he definitely shouldn't have.
Yep, absolutely.
And then you've also got Clarko, which is the Kangaroos coach.
Yep.
So he's the one that coached Hawthorn through the three-peat.
through the glory, yep.
Yeah.
Or as you refer to him, Jeremy Clarkson on the podcast a few weeks
I
ago.
always get his name wrong, hey.
The AFL side of the podcast anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there you go, boys. Some genius stats for you.
Clarko, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just winners are winning.
The Roos were spoon last year.
Yeah.
They've come out and they've started 2-0.
That's very good.
2-0 this year, and they just beat Freo, which if you remember from last year, everyone was saying flag mantle.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Beat him by 1 point, though.
But there was a bit of controversy, right?
A bit of controversy.
Walk us through it. Walk us down there.
So, to finish the game, the Kangaroos, they've kicked... they're going to kick out of the goal square.
Yeah.
And if you don't know AFL, you're not allowed to kick it out intentionally. That's
Right.
That's
Yeah.
intentional.
Deliberate. They all
exactly.
yell when
Yeah.
you're out there and you just want to...
So, this guy's kicked it out the goal square. Pretty fucking deliberate.
Yep.
It's
Deliberate.
It's bounced inside and then gone out, and they're about to call it deliberate, and then the siren went off.
Oh.
Yeah. Umpires on the field said that the siren went off before it went out.
Oh.
You watch it back, it fucking did not.
But isn't it the rule that, like, you can kick it after the siren, right? So if you kick it after the siren,
Yeah, but
it goes through the
went
goals,
out.
the goal still counts.
The timeline was it went out and then the siren went off.
But that's what's stupid. What I'm saying is, like, if you're kicking a goal and the siren goes off, it's still a goal. So how come if you're kicking it out and it hits the ground and goes out, how's that not deliberate anymore?
It should have been.
That's crazy.
So if that was paid deliberate, Freo would have kicked a goal or a point
Had
at least.
a chance to anyway.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it was right on the pocket. It was pretty easy goal. Fucking shocking. I don't know.
Right.
And then AFL came out and they backed him up. They backed up the umpires.
Really?
Yeah, they said, no, it was correct.
That's the thing with the NRL. They get it wrong quite often. And if it's not wrong, it doesn't make sense. Like, you can watch 3 games on Saturday and the same call will be ruled 3 different ways.
Yeah.
But the NRL drags them on a Monday. Graham Ainsley comes out and goes, we got it wrong.
Yeah.
What can I say? And you're
I don't know what it
don't
is.
get it wrong.
Maybe the AFL is just trying to make sure people don't rip on the umpires too much.
The AFL's umpires are a protected species, weren't they? They
There's
had
fucking
crowd
4 of them
control
there now.
people in the fucking crowd a while ago, making sure people weren't too rowdy.
I think, there's 4 of them on the field now too. There's an extra umpire.
Jesus.
But they have the best sponsorship in sport.
What is it?
Specsavers.
Oh, I love that. The
It's
NRL
so
used to
good.
have OPSM. It was
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
It's like I couldn't even wear it as a ref because you're taking the piss out of me.
Yeah, yeah.
The same year that the NRL refs got the OPSM sponsorship, that was the year they put them in the pink shirts.
Yeah,
I would have walked up to work and been like, "You fucking kidding me, bro? What is this? What is this?"
You don't get a say, mate.
Especially you look into someone like Ashley Klein.
Yeah.
Now I'm short, bald, blind, and pink. Like, and not in a good way. And not in a good way.
Snuck blind in there. But yeah, no. Rouge 2-0.
Well,
There's a stat as well I just want to touch on real quick.
yeah, absolutely.
That since 2012, if you start the season 2-0, there's a 71% chance that you make the finals.
Wow, that's going to be so impressive when they find a way to not do it. I love it when stuff like that happens.
Well, look at
at the start of the with like 10 minutes to go on Carlton Collingwood last year.
Yeah.
There was a 90% chance Carlton go through, but they
Yeah.
found a way. Because that's what happens. Because when you truly suck,
Yeah.
you find ways to let down your fan base year in, year out. Find different ways, creative ways to suck even harder.
You dig deep and you make it happen.
You make it happen. When
Every
you're
week.
born to suck,
Yeah.
suck you will.
Bit rough on him, but all right. No, that's fair.
Well, talking about calls like that, I've actually gone into the well once again, a bit more research. I've done a lot of research for the Sports Pod this week.
Did you work this week?
Am I maybe leaning on the fact that I was drunk most of the weekend and didn't watch a lot of rugby league football?
Okay.
Maybe, but here's some stats for you. I wanted to look at some of the biggest no calls in sports history.
So shitty calls.
Bad calls or calls that straight up did not happen. Something bad's happened on the field and nothing's come from it.
Well, one happened on the weekend.
Yeah, what do you got?
It was in the Warriors game.
Yeah, the obstruction you're telling me
Yeah,
about. I've actually missed
obstruction.
this game. It was weird because even if I wasn't busy, don't know if I could have bring myself to watch Bulldogs Warriors.
Oh, I didn't watch it either.
Don't know if
watched
I
the
could have.
highlight.
That was on the Sunday.
I can't even remember.
On God's day.
I watched the highlight last night, I think it was.
And what do you think of the obstruction? It was just clearly an obstruction, not called.
It fucking was.
That happened in the South game the other day when Joey Manu blocked Cody Walker for all money. I don't think that should be the rule, but it is the rule and always has been the rule. And they're like, well, we're going to use common sense and we're not going to do it.
I mean, if everyone else is playing by that rule, you have to as well.
No, but that's exactly. For like years now, that's been no try, and now all of a sudden it is a try. And it's like the last thing I want to give these refs don't even get the rules that are black and white down.
Yeah.
Let's let them interpret some shit all
nuts,
differently.
eh?
But speaking about refs and letting us down on it,
So shitty calls.
shitty calls.
All right.
These have some stories to them.
Okay.
Patriots, Dolphins in 1982.
Going back.
This is a good one, though. Have you heard of this
No,
one?
I
The snow
haven't.
game. You
No,
might have, you
no.
might not have. So the Patriots and the Dolphins, they were playing in a snowstorm in New England, which is pretty normal at the time of year it was. It was towards the playoff end of the year, so quite normal. It was in December. The turf field was already rough, and so the officials said, all right, you can come out and you can snow blow. You can blow off some of the snow so we can continue to play. Normally what happens is they just blow the lines.
Yeah.
So you can see where you're passing, but the actual field pretty much stays blanketed in snow because just to keep it fair. You
That's what it is.
can't intervene, right?
Yeah.
So this is this is what happens. So every 10 yards they just clear where the 10-yard line is. The Pats were driving home the game. Fourth down, they wanted to go for a field goal. Mark Henderson, a prisoner out on work release and a massive Patriots fan, was the one with the snowblower.
Fantastic.
He comes onto the field and just starts ploughing the 23-yard line, which is where they're going to take the kick from.
What the fuck?
And the refs just go, well, we can't put the snow back. Pats kick the field goal and win the game.
Holy shit.
This guy breaks out of jail. Well, not breaks
work
out.
release.
Work
Yeah,
release. And he goes, what could I do in this moment? Well, I do love my Pats. Let's go against what we've been going all game and just clear a spot for the field goal.
Is that why people hate the Patriots so much?
There's a lot more reasons to hate the Patriots than that.
Belichick's a bit of a cunt.
There's also 1986, the World Cup, Maradona's Hand of God. Everybody knows it.
I don't really follow soccer.
You
so
don't
no.
know the Hand of God.
No.
Pretty much moments before what people argue the greatest goal all time scored by Maradona in the World Cup final.
It's Argentina, right?
Argentina
Yeah.
up against England.
Yeah.
Maradona, he's about 5'0", one of the shortest guys you've ever seen. Running down the field, jumps up into the air, somehow gets a header over this lanky defender, goes into the goal, rest blow, whistle. Everyone's screaming and screaming. He's handballed it. What he's done is he's jumped up, clearly punched the ball in the air because this thing's flown up in the air, dropped into the back of the goal, and now the Argentinians wear it with as a flag of pride. They call it the Hand of God.
Fucking hell.
It's the Hand of God. By any means necessary, get the win.
And they're happy with it.
They love it. They love him for it. Well, literally moments later, maybe 10 minutes later, scores one of the best World Cup goals ever scored. Runs half the field.
So he backed it up.
He runs half the field, pants about 10 blokes, and just scores an absolute perler. But the Hand of God, arguably one of the most controversial moments in all of world football ever. That's crazy that you don't
got
know
a
that
whole
one.
country behind you. I mean, I've never followed soccer.
In the dressing rooms after when they were going in for their drug tests, which Maradona famously failed many of. But they're going in there and there was a pommy from the other team. He's like, just tell me straight up. Did you handball it or not? And Maradona goes, no. And he goes, if he had said yes right then and there, I would have absolutely thumped him. So, but yeah, that's what the Argentinians call it, the Hand of God. This is another good one, the last one that I have. Okay. So 1999, the Colorado college football team. Pretty much, if you watch American football, the rule is you got 4 downs to make 10 yards.
Yeah.
Driving down the field, last drive of the whole game, time is running out. The referees just plumb forgot how to count to 4. And they counted to 5.
You're fucking
And on
kidding.
the 5th play, Colorado went on to score the winning points at the final play.
Shit.
Colorado then went on to finish 11-1-1. Voted national champions over the team they beat in that game. It's
Surely
as easy as
you go
1, 2,
back.
3, 4.
Surely you go back and you take that away.
Crowd storms the field, rips down the goalposts, all of that.
Yeah,
What happened in
okay.
the NRL a few years ago in a preliminary final, 2014, I believe, when the Sharkies won. Sharks versus Cowboys. They scored on a 6-tackle set. The refs just counted to 6. Absolutely. I was going to say it's either that's probably the biggest bluff all time or last year when they let Miss Moses pass the ball 50 metres forward. But anyway.
It fucking was too. Just because he turned around doesn't change the fuck. Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to do that.
What we need to get into is these refs, it could be argued they might have already too much on their plate.
Yeah.
But we've got some new rules that we think might not aid them, but might make the game easier to watch. The MLB, the baseball, they've brought in some new rules. They've got a pitch timer now. They've made the bases bigger, and they've got restrictions on when infielders can be in and out. I don't really care. It is what it is. I don't really care about that. But what we asked in the Donny Sports page, the Donnies, it's a private group, very exclusive membership. You got to go in there and answer some very difficult questions to gain access to this.
It's a very tricky one to get into. We've got a bouncer at the front.
Absolutely, but if you want to get in, you can get involved in segments like this. But before we throw to the people, to the Donnies, we thought we'd come up with some rules as to make Australian sport better.
A few rule changes for the AFL and the NRL.
Yeah, so I'm taking the NRL, some rule changes that could come into the NRL and make it better.
All right, lay it down.
So new NRL rule changes. Number 1, very simple. The West Tigers not allowed to compete in the NRL. Very simple. Very simple rule. Easy to put into effect. Simple to put into effect. Very easy. That's my first rule.
Fuck, you're not kind to them.
Number 2.
All right.
Every team should be allowed to play the Dragons twice in lieu of a bye to keep the boys fresh. It just makes sense. Not only does it give the Dragons more chances to win games, that they probably won't, but if you don't want 3 byes a year, just let us play the Dragons again.
Fuck, that's
just
good.
let us play the Dragons again.
Sometimes they'll play twice a weekend too, those Dragons.
They will.
Yeah, okay.
They will. And you know what? They'll be better for the run. They'll be better for the run. My third rule.
I don't mind it.
And I've been shouting from the rooftops for this rule for a long time.
Okay.
The third rule, we should be allowed to pick one player on every team to be enhanced by drugs. To be genetically and performance. You should be able to genetically modify a player through peptides, whatever it is. You should be allowed to just one.
I'm pretty sure they have done that.
Well, the Sharks are pretty good at it. The Sharks have done it, that's for sure. We know that.
Yeah.
But
I saw there's that thing going around a while ago that you're going to have one normal guy at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Similar sort of
it's
thing.
It's the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how good the Olympics would be if everybody was juiced up?
I'd love to see it.
How fast can we run?
Just peak human performance.
Just absolute peak. Because it's just been decided, oh no, that's not natural. Who gives a... How fast can we really run? I reckon they could get 100 metre down to 6 seconds if we're really juicing them.
Are we really ruining the sanctity of swimming fucking freestyle
have
100
two
metres?
Olympics. Have 2 Olympics. Have the normie, boring Olympics.
We've already got 2, mate.
All right.
Actually, hang on.
Have 3 Olympics. Have 3 Olympics. Have your normie one, the Special Olympics, and obviously just the genetically modified Olympics. But yeah, they're my 3. They're my 3 rule changes that I think would just make sport better.
I'm happy with
Make the NRL better.
Yeah.
Especially rule 1.
Absolutely.
Move them or delete them.
Just
Fucking
straight
someone
away.
make a decision.
We get rid of a bye immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what do you got
Relegation.
for us? You're going to change some AFL rules.
We are.
Yeah.
There's 2 rules I think we should implement.
Yeah.
So number 1, so round 1, Collingwood versus Richmond, a draw. Boring.
Yeah,
Fuck
very
that.
boring.
That
Absolutely
sucks.
disgusting.
We need a winner.
It's gross. The AFL sucks.
So what? So fuck you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a shootout at the end. So
Ooh.
each of your forwards, your 6 forwards, each take a shot on goal from beyond the 50.
Yeah.
And
Anywhere
then-
on the 50 they want.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess
Yeah, I
so.
reckon. Yeah, wherever you're good at it.
They'd probably take it down the middle. I
Yeah.
don't know. Anywhere on the 50 you want, and most goals at the end, each team does it, they win.
I like that.
No more draws.
I reckon, or you could do a middle bounce off.
A middle bounce
Just keep
off.
bouncing and whoever catches more wins. I don't really understand your
I don't
jumpy
think
boy
you
sport.
understand
So,
yeah. That's good. No one catches it. What the fuck?
oh, you hand to God that shit out of
Yeah.
Right,
That's
right,
it,
right.
That's it.
Spoil it.
So
There you go.
rule number 2, tackling Dangerfield or Cameron
Yeah.
is now a free kick against. Which actually isn't in the rule book, but I'm pretty sure secretly is.
Oh, they're already doing
Yeah.
that one. Hey,
Yeah,
they're
if
already
you-
doing that one.
If you check their pockets, I'm pretty sure you'll find a whistle in there.
It's either that or because they take the ref's whistle. They do a swap at the start. They get their
that's it.
whistle.
Yeah.
They get some money from the retirement home.
Yeah.
It all fucking makes sense.
AVO
right?
chips in. Yeah. And the third one got told to me, I don't mind it. Mm-hmm. It's before you, so set shots when you're taking the mark and you're lining up for goal.
Yeah.
You get to pick double or nothing.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Now, caveat, it has to be outside the 50, otherwise it's too easy.
Yeah.
So beyond the 50-metre line is the man on the mark.
Yeah.
You can double or nothing. That's 12 points.
I like that. But what happens? There has to be something other than, you didn't get anything.
No, you get nothing. Fuck you. 12 points?
No, it has to be worse. I reckon you can only get one a game. Like when you're playing beer pong, you can call you Kobe.
You reckon?
Yeah, imagine that. Imagine like you got these good guys like Dusty has saved his double or nothing the whole game.
Dusty's washed.
Oh, okay. Buddy,
yeah.
Say Buddy Franklin saved it for the whole game.
Okay.
Siren blows.
Yeah.
You're down by 10. He hits you with a double or nothing at the G.
Maybe it's an after the siren kick you can double or nothing.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like
That's not
that a
bad.
lot.
That's not
I
bad.
like the double or nothing a lot.
Imagine a Buddy Franklin 1,000 goal double or nothing to win the game.
Oh, it's a 12-point double or nothing. It's a 12-point milestone.
They'd tear down the SCG. It's seen its best
We
thing ever.
started doing the 2-point field goal in the NRL.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not exactly the same thing, but it's pretty close.
We saw one on the weekend.
We doubled that.
Yeah,
Why
I
can't
guess.
you double 6?
Yeah. That's what you do, Gil. You want some... Call us up, mate. Hit the hotline.
Yeah.
Hit up the Donny Sports hotline.
Yeah, get on the voice pipe.
Go through the Instagram in the bio, mate.
Yep,
Hit
speak
that link.
pipe on there.
You
Let
can-
us know
you
what
can
you
do it
think,
anonymously.
Gilly. Let us know what you think, Gilly boy.
He's on the way out, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I
Why
thought he
not?
retired a while ago.
Fuck it. Why not? He's on the way out. Throw one in there.
One little torp for the road.
We were doing that stand on the mark thing. I hate that.
I hate the AFL. You're all backwards.
Yeah, I don't know. Fuck you. Moving on.
Well, let's go to what the Donnies think,
Okay.
because obviously we have the group now.
Yeah, jump on the Facebook. How can they find it?
You just type in the Donnies. It's also on our link tree in the Instagram bio.
Okay.
You'll find it straight away. But if we go to our groups to the Donnies, it's the place to be for Donnies like
great.
you and me.
You got a whole nother avenue to call Tom a cuck.
Yeah, it's great. And people are taking advantage of
mate.
this opportunity.
I think I
In
jumped on the
droves.
Savo. All the things. You're a cuck.
Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. I'm really happy about it.
I think it's fantastic. Keep them coming, boys.
But let's go through some of the best ones that got commented. And I will say, some good this is the first day the group's been open.
Yep.
We've already got some engagement going, and I fucking love it, boys. Let's keep
jump
this
in.
wave moving.
Getting around it. So we got rule changes from the Donnies.
From the Donnies. So I said for any sport in Australia.
Okay.
Noah has said for the NRL.
Yep.
Upon Kalen Ponga's return to the NRL, the game would just have to be touch for him. Just touch footy.
It's Oztag.
At least when you play the Knights, it's Oztag.
Okay.
I said, and I put on my Red Dragon voice and I went, it'll be touch in 10 years anyway, mate, the way things are going. You don't want to...
Yeah, well.
Joshy reckons, Josh Hunter, for the NRL again,
Yeah.
if the game goes into golden point, both teams' captains need to down a six-pack. Whoever consumes the six-pack fastest gets to choose if they kick or receive the ball. If you vomit, you automatically forfeit the choice.
Fuck. I like
Heads
that.
or tails has been it's been bad for so long.
We've done it before.
Let's keep this a skill-based thing.
Yeah.
I added to that. I said, I'd argue if you vomit, you don't forfeit the choice, you forfeit the game.
Jesus.
And it really makes that captain's choice a bit more important.
Do you
at
think
the
we're
start of the
changing
game.
captains after that?
Yes. There are going to be a lot more front rowers as captains
so.
after that.
Couple of
Forget
big-
your fucking
big black ones
5'8".
getting
You are dreaming.
Yeah.
Josh Papali'i, Nas, they're your captains now.
Yeah. I backed that. Who was that?
That was Joshy Hunter.
Yeah, nice, Josh.
And he also he said, if you're not going to just absolutely outright say you lose the game, if the captain vomits or spills the beer, they get 1 point and you have to win the game from there. So I don't hate that either.
Yeah.
Josh, another Josh, has commented, it's just a ridiculous thing to say, really. Just probably unnecessary. I wouldn't really know why you would say it.
Go on.
2015 grand final to be stopped after 59 seconds. No reason for it because the Cowboys won the best grand final of all time. And I know that you're sick of hearing about it, but I'm not sick of talking about it. So that will never happen in a million years.
You've riled him up, Josh.
In a million years, it'll never happen. I've said let's just make rules about things that people actually want to see.
I can see the glasses starting to fog up. You really got to him here.
This idiot here. I said, come on, let's bring rules in that people actually want. You know?
Yeah, okay.
And he goes, all right. Every pub in the country has one screen that replays the 2005 grand final 24/7. You know what? Starting this group might have been one of the worst ideas I've ever had. It might have been one of the worst ideas I've ever had.
It's going to be a one-day group. It's shut down now. He's already over it.
The last one we're going to read out from Oscar. This was a goodie.
Okay.
This isn't for the league. All right?
Right.
So in union, there should be a rule that actually makes Australia give a fuck about its presence. I don't know how you'd enforce it, but Oscar's an ideas man.
I like it.
Oscar's an ideas man.
We're spitballing here. We're brainstorming.
I said, I think they're trying to do that by giving Joey the 1.6.
Yeah.
they're trying to make us give a fuck, failing.
They're trying.
It's the start of a long road here.
You want to watch a union game?
I went and watched for work.
Yeah.
England versus the Wallabies at Suncorp.
Yeah.
We left.
Yeah?
We came back here.
Was it close?
No, I don't know. It was boring, is what it was.
Yeah.
But I will say, when Australia's playing, because I went and saw, it must just be a Suncorp thing, right? Because I went and saw the Bledisloe down in Victoria last year as well.
Yep.
When the anthem was sung there, it wasn't the same as when they sung it for Australia at Suncorp. It rung through the halls, and I was actually proud. Rarely will the anthem make me go, oh, that's pretty cool.
But patriotic.
But I'll stand and we had the worst seats in the house. That was the show we were doing, cheap seats.
Yeah.
So we literally, my back was on the wall of Suncorp.
Okay.
I was getting vertigo on the way up there. We were up so high.
Yeah.
If I'd tripped, it would have been all over for me. But I was up there and I was like, wow, the acoustics in here aren't great, but it's just a roar of Advanced Australia Fair.
Yeah.
It was really good stuff.
Okay.
Should we get to the calls?
I think so, yeah.
I don't think there's many this week, but strength in numbers has always been overrated anyway.
Quality over quantity.
Let's get to first time, long time.
Okay.
He's called up again. The Brisbane.
He missed a week last week.
Yeah, he missed a week with the part Brisbane owner.
Yep.
I was out the front after the game with Hummer.
Yep.
We're sitting out the front of coffee. Not a big deal. Must be nice. And big first time, long times come through. And I said, oh, it must be nice, mate. Congratulations as a part owner. I'm sure you're happy. And Hummer goes, oh, you're the part owner of the Brisbane Broncos. It's nice to meet you, mate. And little Nicky was quite chuffed with that.
Yeah, right?
It's getting out there, Nicky. It's getting out there.
Put his name on the building next.
Hey, Cucky Sports. It's the Broncos owner here. And I guess, in a way, the owner of the Dolphins too. After my boys absolutely smashed them at somehow their home game.
6 points.
Last time I checked, it was Tony Staggs' house.
Fuck off.
I think the best part was how Redcliffe, or the Dolphins, had everywhere that is the battle for Brisbane. Like there's this one-time battle to claim the city, old versus new. So now that's all been to bed, hopefully they can pipe down about that, considering how bad they don't want to be assigned with any region trying to grow their fans, which is absurd.
Big day at work for the first time, long time.
Oh, my
Big
God.
day at work.
Bit tired.
You know what it is? You know what it is? He started strong there. He started strong.
Yeah.
And then I think he just got so sad that he was going to hurt your feelings. He's come at me with Cucky Sports off the rip, and then he thought, I don't want to go too hard on
Yeah, he's looking after me. Look, it was a good game, though.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Close game.
I didn't see fuck all of it.
Didn't you?
I had my view. We'll get into it on the Friday pod.
Right.
We'll get into it on the Friday pod. I might even have to cut it out of the Friday pod.
Really? Okay.
Oh, there was some shenanigans up there on Friday, mate. All right. So we got a 38 second.
These all 4 days ago.
Yeah.
These are all Dolphins ones. Fuck me.
All right, here we go. 4 days ago.
Yep.
38 seconds.
Good evening, gentlemen, or evening if that's when you're seeing this. It is currently Friday morning. I have the life savings on the college basketball this morning. And this is a part one to a part two after I'm fucking maggot. After Kansas State wins, UCLA wins, and Tennessee wins.
Okay.
I'll be putting a fucking payment down on a house.
There's another clip here that's from the same guy.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know how Tennessee and UCLA got on.
I have
on
no
the
idea. I
weekend.
don't watch basketball.
Well, we're about to find out, I'm sure.
So, this is part two. Potentially there'll be a part three. Tennessee
fucking frauds. UCLA frauds. Unserious universities. Dog shit players. People of no heart, no passion for the sport, really. Just unserious players. Too busy focused on bitches. I'm 4 points deep. In other news, get the coin back. Fins up.
Oh no, he's having a terrible day.
We're still robbing the bookies. It just won't be on the back of Tennessee's fucking ass. Yeah, that's all. That's all from me.
He's gone. I'm going to get the money back. Fins up and Melbourne to beat Brisbane.
Fuck.
And there's no part 3. I don't know if he's with us anymore. I think he had to sell his phone. Might have had to sell his phone. Was that Archer?
I have no idea.
From the week before?
I think it was.
Old punching old boys Archer.
Old bloke's punching, yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to pay for his court case, I'm pretty sure. Jesus. That's not good. That's a bad
rough,
weekend on the punt, that is.
Yeah.
Look, we're going to have a good weekend on the punt this week.
One.
Maybe what you should do on Saturday, we're going to the pub. Let's get a little chain in the group going about what we're backing in.
Okay.
And then maybe one day we can get sponsored by a bookie. Maybe one day we'll have the opportunity to sell our soul.
I would love to.
Or what mine has left.
What's left of it, yeah. Please.
Is that sport?
That's sport.
Lovely.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks for listening very much. Should we do the intro now?
I think so.
Guys, we've just finished a sport pod. Oh, no, hold on. Let me warm up. Me.
Fucking hell. Me.
Welcome back to the Donny Sports Podcast with Tommy and George. Just
G'day,
before
everyone.
we get into the episode, which is a goodie, having a look at the clock, we clocked in at, oh my God, about 40 minutes, 45. So you know it's good when we start dribbling like that.
Yeah.
I just want to say before we get into it, if you haven't already, join the Facebook group.
Yeah, jump on the Facebook, search up the Donnies.
Absolutely. The Donnies, it's in our link tree on Instagram.
All you got to do is join it, answer one simple question, and you're in.
You're in. It's a very important question, though, and if you get it wrong, you will not get entry into this very private and exclusive group.
Yeah.
But, I reckon we're going to sponsor the pod with the group for the next few weeks to really get that humming.
I think
and
so,
it's good.
too.
And as you go through this podcast, there's stuff from the group throughout, so you can be involved.
Yeah. Jump in, boys. Get involved with the podcast.
All right.
The Donnies on Facebook.
We'll see you all on Friday.
Soup.